Hello and welcome to class 9th subject English book moment chapter 3rd Ishwaran the Storyteller part 2nd, which is written by R.K. Lakshman. Student, this is the second part. First part I have already uploaded and I hope you have understood that part. If any doubt is there in the first part, you can ask through the comment box. Okay, so in that video what we have learned and what we got to know about the chapter is that there are two characters, mainly two characters. First is Mahendra and second is Ishwaran. Mahendra is the narrator of the story who is narrating the story to Ganesh. Okay, and he is talking about the person Ishwaran. Okay, Ishwaran, who is the storyteller. Students, I tell you that storytelling is also a type of quality or profession, you can say. Okay, so it, it is an art which very rare people used to have. So Ishwaran was having such type of art. We have learned in the first video only that he used to Ishwaran used to involve himself in the stories. As such, he is living the story. Okay, he is feeling the things. He give the whole dramatic view of the stories what he was telling to the listeners. Okay, so as one example was given in the previous part of this chapter of the video, that how a fallen tree on a road is explained by the Ishwaran as if it is a horror beast. Okay, so let's know what is the another story which Ishwaran is going to tell to Mahendra. So people were watching this scene hypnotized hypnotized from nearby housetops. The elephant looked at me red-eyed, ready to rush towards me. It lifted its trunk and trumpeted loudly. At that movement, I moved forward and, mustering all my force, wagged its third toenail on the on the quick. The beast looked stunned for a moment. Then it shivered from head to foot and collapsed. In this para students, he is telling Mahendra is telling or narrating that when that elephant was there in the schoolyard, every student and teacher was on the top roof of the building of the school, and they were watching as if they are hypnotized. Okay, hypnotized is the position where your whole body is just without any movement and only your brain is working. Okay, so they were watching the scene like that only from the housetops. The elephant looked at me, means Ishwaran. So the story is told by Ishwaran to Mahendra. He is saying that that elephant was looking at me with a red eye. Red eye is a symbolic or figure of speech which is used to express anger. Okay, so the elephant was very angry, ready to rush towards Ishwaran. It lifted its trunk and trumpled loudly. Means this is the position how Ishwaran is explaining the story, that how that elephant lifted its trunk up and trumpeted loudly and shouted very loudly. At the moment I moved forward, here I is Ishwaran. Okay, so by seeing that anger, Ishwaran doesn't afraid of and he moved forward. Mastering means putting together. Okay, so he put all together his whole force and racked here means hit. So he hit the third toenail of the elephant, okay, with his full force. Then what happened, that beast just stunned off. Stunned off means He was without any motion for a second, and then he shivered means whole body was shaken up, and then he collapsed on the ground. He got fallen on the ground. At this part, Ishwaran would leave the story unfinished and get up mumbling, I will be back after lighting the gas and warming up the dinner. Mahendra, who had been listening with rapt attention, would be left hanging. When he returned, Ishwaran would not pick up the thread of the story right away. Mahendra would have to remind him that the conclusion was pending. Well, a veterinary doctor was summoned to revive the animal. Ishwaran would shrug casually. 2 days later, it was led away by its mahout to the jungle. So, in this paragraph, a student, it is explained that Ishwaran used to tell the stories to Mahendra in his free time. Okay, but on the same hand, he never forget his duties that for what he is with Mahendra. Okay, we can understand this thing also, that he used to leave the story in between only and go for his cooking work. Okay, that for Mahendra he go for warming up the food on the gas, and then he come back. At the moment Mahendra think that Ishwaran's this habit is not very good, that he never used to finish the story and he left in between only, and when he come back, then he have to remind the story, remind the things that where he have left that story, and from there only he will start. So he Mahendra remind the things that what happened in the story, as in conclusion what he has left pending. Okay, then Ishwaran explained that, well, nothing extra happens. One veterinary doctor came and he examined, and revive here means bring back to his senses. Okay, so the doctor helped the elephant to come in his own senses, and revived the animal. He became in a senseful uh, feel, that animal. Okay, the elephant. Ishwaran would shrug casually, means he was so casually, he just moved his shoulders very casually. 2 days later, it was led away by its mahout to jungle. Mahout is the person, as I have told you earlier also, that the person who manages the elephant, who used to sit on the back of the elephant. You must have seen on the streets also. Okay, so he used to train the elephants. So he came and took that elephant to the jungle. Well, how did you manage to do it, Ishwaran? How did you bring down the beast? So, this question, this statement is asked by Mahendra, that how did he manage to collapse that big beast on the ground? Okay. So, this question was arised by the Mahendra to Ishwaran. Then Ishwaran answered that he has something to do with a Japanese art, I think so. Karate and Jiu-Jitsu, it is called. So he's saying that it was not very big thing, it is just an Japanese art, I think so. Karate and Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu is also a type of art what Japanese used to learn, okay, to fight. So he is telling that it is nothing more, it is just in karate and jiu-jitsu. What I was knowing, that I had read about it somewhere, means Ishwaran had read it about somewhere, that if we can hit on the third toenail of an elephant, then his nervous system will become paralyzed. Okay, so that he Ishwaran had used over there. Not a day passed without Ishwaran recounting some story packed with adventure, horror, and suspense. Whether the story was credible or not, Mahendra enjoyed listening to it because of the inimitable inimitable way in which it was told. Ishwaran seemed to more than make up for the absence of a TV in Mahendra's living quarters. So here, Mahendra is explaining the importance of Ishwaran, that what Ishwaran meant for Mahendra, that a single day was not passed without listening any story from Ishwaran. Okay, his stories used to carry adventure, horror, and suspense, and he is always packed with lots of stories in him, whether the story is credible or not, whether the story is good or not. But Mahendra used to enjoy, because not because of the story, just because of the Gasha language and the way in which Ishwaran used to tell those stories. Okay, Ishwaran is such type of character, he which is present in Mahen's life, who is completing or fulfilling the absence of a TV in his quarters as well. Okay, one morning when Mahendra was having breakfast, Ishwaran asked, "Can I make something special for dinner tonight, sir? After all, today is an auspicious day. According to tradition, we prepare various delicacies to feed the spirits of our ancestors today, sir." So here Ishwaran is asking a question from Mahendra, that can we prepare something special for today? Students, you must be knowing about the day what Hindus celebrate. Hindus used to celebrate, that is Pitar Paksh. Okay, so Pitar Paksh is just to serve to our Pitra. Okay, Pitra means our ancestors. We used to serve them, we used to pray for their spirits, and all these things happens on that day. Okay, so because of that, he also want to cook good food. That is why he opted one option, or you can say, or one excuse, that it was the a traditional day, and they have to uh, prepare various delicacies to feed the spirits of our ancestors. Okay, so Mahendra gave permission to cook the food, and that night, what happened that night, Mahendra enjoyed the most delicious dinner and complimented Ishwaran on his culinary skills. Culinary skills means cooking skills. Okay, students. So what happened at that night, on which ancestors spirits of ancestors were prayed off, on that night, Mahendra have very good dinner, and he also appreciated Ishwaran for his culinary skills, means cooking skills, that he cook very good food. Okay, he seemed very pleased, but unexpectedly launched into a most garish account involving the supernatural. Means what happened, and that they were very happy on that day because of a very good food, and Ishwaran was happy because of the comment of the Mahendra. Okay, but suddenly what happened, that he garnished the account involving the supernatural powers. Means again he started his stories on with Mahendra, telling the stories to Mahendra by involving the supernatural power. Okay, so he is starting that, "You know, sir, this entire factory area we are occupying was once a burial ground," he started. Mahendra was choked out of the pleasant reverie he had drifted into after the satisfying meal. So, students, here Mahendra is starting his story by giving an introduction, that he is telling that this area where they are now living for the company work or for the unit work, that area which is given was firstly that factory ground where they are living, that was previously a burial ground. Burial ground is Kabristan. Okay, so by listening this, Mahendra was choked out means totally moved. Okay, due to because of being frightened. Okay, so the pleasant revival he had drifted into after a satisfying meal, means the very good and pleasant revival he got was after having the meal. He was totally satisfied meal. I knew on the first day itself when I saw a human skull laying on the path. Even now, I came across a number of skulls and bones, Ishwaran continued. So, students, by listening this foolish thing from Ishwaran, that that place where the factory was going to be made, that was a burial ground, Mahendra was totally choked out. Okay, totally moved, and for what he was happy, like he was happy due to having a good food, everything was spoiled. His mood become frightened, his mood become disturbed. And he but then also Mahendra is Ishwaran is not stopping himself. He was continued with his things, that I knew on the first day, sir. He's saying to Mahendra that he was knowing the things before, only on the first day, that uh, that this is a burial ground, or this place is having something wrong with, because he had seen that a skull was falling on the ground over there, and different bones and skulls were there. When he used to go out, he used to come across with. Okay, so Ishwaran continued it with that. He went on to narrate how he sometimes saw ghosts at night. Okay, Ishwaran is also saying that sometimes he also used to see ghosts at night also, where they were living. Okay, I am not easily frightened by these things, sir. I am a brave fellow. But one horrible ghost of a woman which appears off and on at midnight during the full moon. It is an ugly creature with matted hair and a shriveled face, like a skeleton holding a fetus in its arms. So, in this paragraph, again, on that auspicious occasion, one more story was told by Ishwaran to Mahendra, due to which Mahendra was totally got frightened. Okay, so he is saying that he also usually usually used to see different ghosts. Okay, there where they were living. Okay, but he is also saying that he normally doesn't got frightened from those ghosts or spirits, because he's a very brave person. But the very horrible thing, very disturbing thing, and bad thing was that one lady used to appear on the full moon night at midnight. Okay, so who is having very ugly creature, means the features of that lady is very ugly, and she's having matted hair means curly hair, and a shriveled face means a face which is full of wrinkles, like a skeleton holding. She is very thin like a skeleton, and holding fetus in its arms, means a small unborn baby, you can say, or just born baby she is holding in her arms. Mahendra shivered at the description and interrupted rather sharply. Mahendra was totally disturbed due to the description what was given about that lady from like Ishwaran was giving the description about that lady. So Mahendra was very frightened and shivered after listening all those things. And he scolded Ishwaran. You are crazy, Ishwaran. There are no such things as ghosts or spirits. It is all a figment of your imagination. Get your digestive system examined and maybe your head as well. You are talking nonsense. So, here Mahendra said that, have you thought about what you are saying? It is just a thing that there are no ghost or spirits. Okay, it is just a figment. Figment here means production. So Mahendra is saying to Ishwaran that what are you thinking about? It is just a figment of your mind, means production of your mind, that your mind is weaving out new stories. And go and check your digestive system, that you are not able to digest your things, and mind as well. So Mahendra advised Ishwaran to check out his digestive system and his mind as well. Okay, so because why he said, because Ishwaran was talking nonsense to Mahendra. He left he left the room and retired for the night, expecting Ishwaran to sulk for a couple of days. So, sulk here means being silent. Okay, so Mahendra left the room and he thought that after being scolded off, Ishwaran will be sulk for a couple of days, means he will become silent for some days. But the next morning he was surprised to find the cook as cheerful, as talkative as ever. Means, but it doesn't happen anything. He was as cheerful, very much joyful on the next day, and active too. Means that Mahend's scolding doesn't affect Ishwaran very much. He has forgotten everything. From that day on, Mahendra, for all his brave talk, went to bed with a certain unease. Every night he peered into the darkness outside through the window next to his bed, trying to make sure that there was no movement of dark shapes in the vicinity. Vicinity means nearby area. Okay. In Hindi, you can say aspados. So, uh, peered here means peeped. Peeped means chhakna. So Mahendra, whenever he used to go for the sleep, he used to look here and there first, near vicinity, okay, nearby area. He used to look, and then he used to go on the bed. Every night he peeped into the darkness. Means every night he see into the darkness out from his window, and then he go to his bed, trying to make sure that there is, means what he see outside from his window, that everything is all right or not. Is there anyone, is there outside or not. Okay, by having his full satisfaction, he go to his bed for sleeping, but he could only see a sea of darkness with the twinkling lights of the factory miles away. So, what Mahendra used to see from those windows, that there are twinkling lights in the air, okay, and full darkness is there, and factories lights were twinkling from miles away. Okay, he had he had always liked to admire milk white landscape on full moon nights, but after hearing Ishwaran's story of the female ghost, he avoided looking out of the window altogether when the moon was full. Means here it is explained that Mahendra used to love the full moon night. Okay, but just because of the story what Ishwaran had told to Mahendra, he was afraid or frightened with that full moon night. Okay, so uh, he used to avoid that night looking out of the window, and he got to sleep on that moon full moonlight. Okay. One night Mahendra was woken up from his sleep by a low moan close to his window. Moan here means it is a crying sound. So one night what happened, that Mahendra was woken up at midnight, and what he has listened, that somebody is crying very close to his window. Okay, so at first he put it down to a cat prowling around for mice. So first, what Mahendra thought after listening that crying sound, that may any cat be crying, may any cat must be crying. Prowling here means searching. Okay, so crying, but first he put it down to a cat, means first he think about the cat, that maybe a cat is crying or searching for a mice. But the second was too guttural for a cat, means the voice which was a second voice, that voice was very harsh voice. Okay, so he resisted the curiosity to look out, lest he should behold a sight which would stop his heart. So he resisted the curiosity, means he stopped himself for looking out what is there out of the window, but he couldn't able to stop himself, and he had a look outside the window. But the wailing become louder and less feline. Wailing means crying sound, feline means cat family. Means he is saying that he was thinking that if he will see outside that, and then it can be a heart moving scene also, but then also the crying was becoming louder and louder, like a cat family is shouting, okay, or making noise. So he could not resist the white sheet of moonlight outside. So he couldn't able to stop himself for seeing the white sheet. White sheet is the moon's light which is emitted in the full moon night day night. Okay, so he watched out from his window. There, not too far away, was a dark cloudy form clutching a bundle. Means what he has seen out of his window, that there is a dark cloud over there. Means you can say lots of clouds is just a bundle of smokes, you can say. Okay, what he has seen over there, which is gathered together. Okay, clutching means gathered, okay, in a bundle and having a bundle in itself. So Mahendra broke into a cold sweat. Means after seeing that dark cloudy form of clutching a bundle, Mahendra broke up into the cold sweat. Cold sweat comes out when you are very much scared of anything. Okay, so he fell back on the pillow. Means after being afraid or got afraid, he gone back to his pillow and panting means breathing heavily. His breath have become very loud. Okay, so as he gradually recovered from the ghastly experience, he began to reason with himself and finally concluded that it must have been some sort of autosuggestion, some trick that his subconscious had played on him. Okay, so Mahendra is making, after being afraid, Mahendra gone to sleep, and after gradually he recovered himself. Ghastly means fearful experience what he had out of the window after seeing. Okay, so he began to forgot that thing, and making him understood or satisfied that it is just a figment of his mind. And auto suggestion means his uh, vehem, you can say in Hindi. Okay, so it is just auto suggestion which his mind is giving to him, and some trick that his subconsciousness had played on him. Okay, subconsciousness means what the fear already he was having from so many days, that fear must be there in front of his eyes, nothing more than that had happened over there out of the window. By the time he had got up in the morning, had a bath, and come out to have his breakfast, the horror of the previous night had faded from his memory. Ishwaran greeted him at the door with his lunch packet and his bag. So what happened here, that he slept on that night, and in the next morning he woke up and take bath, take the breakfast also. He was totally out, and faded means dhundla. Okay, so little bit he was reminded, or he was there, it was there in his mind little bit, that what happened at in the in last night. Okay, so Ishwaran greeted at the door. Ishwaran used to go to greet Mahendra till at the door, okay, by giving the lunch packet and the bag what Mahendra used to take it with him. Just as Mahendra was stepping out, Ishwaran grinned and said, grinned means a smile. So when Mahendra was stepping out of the house, Ishwaran smiled and said, Sir, remember the other day when I was telling you about the female ghost with a fetus in its arms? You were so angry with me for imagining things. Well, you saw her yourself last night. I came running hearing the sound of moaning that was coming from your room. So here again, what Mahendra want to forget, again Ishwaran pointed that moment, that what happened, like he is saying that, sir, previously on that day when I was telling you that story, you scolded me about that lady, and last night I have listened that one moaning sound was coming out from your room, and you have also seen that lady last night. So a chill went down Mahin's spines. A chill went down again. It means that he was totally feared of that woman, and he did not wait for Ishwaran to complete his sentence. He hurried away to his office and handed in his papers, resolving to leave the haunted place the very next day. Means without listening, in this paragraph we got to know that without listening the whole story or the statement of Ishwaran, Mahendra had left that place, left that house and gone to office, and by giving all the documents and papers of that workplace, he left that place on the next very day. Okay, so this is the end of the chapter. And there are some questions I have given to you all students. You have to do in your fair copy of English, and if any doubt is there, you can ask from the comment box. I hope you have understood this chapter totally. If any doubt is there, uh, you can ask. Okay, uh, and do these questions. So what I have given you assignment in your copies very nicely. Thank you and have a nice